Ka ke Matete mogesi ke dula ha tshela ke ka dile ka o kula ke ntse ke le ngwana morego ga tiana le me mathabang ka skameng a ngodisa a tsamalong kopela dithuso World Vision a tla ha tshele a tompona fumana ke robetse betheng ke kula ke sa tsebo etsa letho ka bona se re ya sepetlele se ke tswa operation ha twinke ke dilana.
Earlier, Mateti had the first operation which left the wound exposed and got infected. Fecal matter began seeping out of this wound involuntarily. The pain and shame she carried kept her away from school, friends and community.
As we have heard from the video, a young girl called Mateti, 13 years old, in one of our program areas in Sekame, went through a very difficult situation with her appendix. She could not even interact with her friends properly. She was almost secluded or marginalized in the community because of her disease. I just thank God that her life has been saved. I want to appreciate our staff. I want to appreciate everyone who has worked around this to ensure that this girl comes back to life. Colleagues, the job we do impacts people.
In a bid to impact more children through our health and nutrition technical program, we celebrate some of the following achievements.
We managed to establish, in addition to the existing 139 nutrition clubs, we established 37 more nutrition clubs, consisted of 194 boys and girls that are under 5 children, in an effort to reduce malnutrition. And this has had a positive impact, which is evidenced by our TP evaluation, where we have seen a reduction of stunting from 38% during the TP baseline to 25% during the TP evaluation, as well as a reduction of underweight from 11% to 6%.
We made a very significant impact in terms of provision of water supply for communities and schools, where we reached over 20,000 people and over 10,000 children with potable water in both communities and schools respectively. So the other thing is that we understand that there is a decline in terms of funding. So for us as WASH, we were able to leverage resources where we were able to continue with our strong partnership with UNICEF. We have a new grant that is basically looking at innovations on hand hygiene. We also got additional funding from World Vision US in terms of utilization of our water technology. So those are some of the things that we are really, as a sector, have achieved a lot in terms of resource mobilization. And lastly, we have been under COVID-19, and the issue of hand washing has been very, very key in terms of combating this disease. So we have seen a very good impact in terms of behavior change for communities and our children, where now we are seeing at least 74% of our communities and children are now practicing proper hand washing behavior. So that is a very good progress, because in the past 2 years we were at 4%. So the COVID-19 really triggered a behavior change, and I think as a sector we are really doing good.
As World Vision, we have a Majesty Queen, Matete Seiso, as our champion, and she has been working with us very well to help us enhance our efforts to improve our advocacy, to improve the well-being of the children, their families, and all the vulnerable communities that we serve. Through our collaboration with different partners,
and donors, we were able to reach into our community to teach our parents and guardians about the dangers of early child marriage and any form of violence. And through those interventions, we were able to realize a drastic change of our parents being knowledgeable about those dangers from 6.5% to 69%. Lastly, we would also want to celebrate the passing or the tabling of our 2 bills before the Parliament. We have our domestic violence bill and the initiation school bill being tabled before Parliament. And these 2 bills were put into place because we wanted to address the issue of young boys going to initiation schools, and when they come back they want to marry the young girls, and thereby promoting this early child marriage issue that we have been struggling with. But because of these 2 bills that have been tabled before the Parliament, you may remember that we might have some challenges in Parliament regarding the passing of those 2 bills. But successfully, with the limited resources that we have, we managed to table them before the Parliament. And our expectation and prayer is that once we have the 11th Parliament into place, those 2 bills are successfully passed and they can graduate into our acts or laws.
We thank God for the achievements that we have been able to achieve under the Livelihoods and Resilience Technical Program for FY22. The first milestone that I would like to share is that during the FY we have been able to reach over 9,000 parents and caregivers with the Empowered Worldview messages to try and shift their mindset from that one of the dependency into a more empowered mindset. Secondly, we have been able to establish 47 new savings groups and also support 166 already existing savings groups to try and empower communities financially so that they are able to take care of their children. Lastly, we have been able to improve the management of shocks and emergencies through disaster risk reduction and also early warning systems in order for the communities to be able to anticipate and prepare, mitigate and also respond to emergencies and shocks.
We continue to celebrate our staff and leaders living out their Christian identity with humility and boldness. We have seen over 97% of our staff engaging through Mission Immersion program, and we also celebrate the strengthened and deepened partnerships with the church as we see over 500 faith leaders trained and engaged in programming that ensures child well-being, because we understand that the church is an indispensable partner in our pursuit for the well-being of children. For us as a Christian organization, Prayer Day is a time to reflect and thank God for the year, but also to call on Him for direction and guidance as we step into the new year. We thank God for His grace, and we thank God for the continued reach on children, particularly with the spiritual nature. In the past year, World Vision has been able to reach over 80,000 children with faith-based programming, with particular focus on spiritual nature for children.
Okay, in the FY 2022, we've seen one effective team due to the integration between CRAN's National Office and programs. So the team worked very well because they were united and could share their experiences and improve their performance. We had improved our budget allocation, and that budgeting actually helped us to have better programming which aligned with our burn rate.
Also, the organization was going through a challenging change process. However, we celebrate that out of 25 positions advertised, 15 were filled with internal staff. We have successfully capacitated all managers on an employment relations course to better handle disciplinary issues at the workplace. For your peace of mind, gratuity fund risk cover will be finalized post the elections process. Staff medical aid has now increased from 1,000 to 1,300 since the 1st of October 2022.
I just want to remind us that what we do is not just business as usual. Again, I would like to say that for the year 2023, FY23, we are really going to work around the theme renewing our passion for the most vulnerable children in Lesotho. All of us have to show our concern for the most vulnerable children. It doesn't matter if you are in finance, if you are in supply chain, if you are in M&E, if you are in reception area or logistics. All of us this year have to make a trip to the field at least once to renew our passion. Our work is to change lives. Our work is not to be in the office and write reports only. Those reports are linked to changing lives of the most vulnerable children. This case of Mateti has come out as a true life-changing story. That's transformation. Mateti is now playing in the community. Mateti is a happy girl. Mateti has hope for her life, for her future, because of the work that you World Vision staff have done with the grace of God. May we continue renewing our passion, and for this year we want all of us together without exception to really demonstrate this. Thank you, and may God bless you.